Adventures in time and space, told in future tense.
Dimension X.
When man first crossed the vast distances of outer space to land on strange worlds, he found that someone had been there before him. The ruined canals of Mars, the smashed cities of Titan and Centaurus II and III, all these were evidence that 100,000 years ago, a race of intelligent beings built their cities across the galaxy. They knew space travel, atomic power, astrophysics, and engineering. And then they destroyed themselves completely, so that of all the cities on 1,000 worlds, only dust and rubble remained. Why? Why did these beings obliterate all record of themselves? That is the mystery of the lost race. The freighter Carilla, bound out of Earth for Cetus Alpha 2, came into normal flight after 103 days in overdrive. The stars were unfamiliar. The constellations known on Earth had disappeared. But there was a yellow sun off to port, and about it revolved 3 planets.
What do you make of it, Briggs?
It isn't on any of the star charts, Captain Wharton. I checked through.
1 and 3 are dead, all right. Have to take a closer look at number 2. Turn up the vision scale. Polar ice caps. She's green around the belt. Let's take her down to a 5-mile orbit. Swing around her for a look. Alert for deceleration.
Aye, sir.
Throw in the manuals. Power room.
Power room, aye.
We're going down to have a look at something. Give us just enough power to keep her under control. All right, Briggs. Hang on to your stomach.
You sent for me, Captain Wharton?
Come in, Mr. Howell.
Do you mind if I sit down?
Free fall sickness?
Well, I'm afraid I'm not an old space hand. Oh.
We'll level out in a minute.
Do you want something?
Yes. We come out of overdrive, smack in the middle of a new planetary system. Briggs says it's unreported.
Well, that's rather good news, isn't it?
Depends. First report's pretty common. So we'll stake a claim on her, in case there are any mineral discoveries.
Well, I meant the possibility of archaeological finds.
I'm afraid I'll leave that to you, Mr. Howell. You're the expert.
Coming up 5, Captain.
Level off. Hang on, Howell. Power room. Hold her steady she goes. We'll orbit at slow cruising speed. All right. Clear the scope, Briggs.
Aye, sir.
Nice-looking piece of real estate. Well, the Space Guard requires I check up for radioactives, gold, and lost race runes.
You're landing?
Landing? I've got a schedule to keep, Mr. Howell. I can't sit down on every lump of dirt I run into. We'll do a spectroscope check, and I figured you'd spot any ruins.
All right. Wait a minute. There in the lower quadrant.
What?
That bald spot in the vegetation. Those are ruins, all right.
Are you sure, Howell?
Yes. I've seen the lost race rubble on Centaurus II. There. You can see it plainly, dust and rubble.
No, that's what I get for calling in an expert. Briggs, stand by to take it down to 5,000 feet.
Aye, sir.
All this stinking luck. There goes my schedule. Seen enough, Howell? This is going to set me back 5 hours.
Interesting. Wait a minute.
What's wrong?
I don't believe it. Marvelous. Incredible.
Stop sputtering, Howell. What is it?
Look over that rise in the ground. It's a section of the city still standing.
Hey, you're right.
That hill must have shielded it from the blast. Captain, you've got to land.
Land?
You've got to. This is the first lost race site that's ever been spotted. Of course you'll land.
Howell, we get a $1,000 bonus for every day under par for the run.
But you don't understand. It's the biggest find in the century.
We can chart it, and you'll have to get back somehow.
But...
That's all. I'm not sitting down to rake over old dust heaps.
Captain Wharton, I'm on commission to the Space Guard. You may have to answer to them.
I'll think up one. Look, Howell, Strictly speaking, you're a passenger.
Well, you've got
You
to land.
don't belong on the bridge. I'm not landing down there, and that's it. Briggs!
Emergency from the power room. Something must have blown.
Power room. Power room. Danton, what's wrong down there? Danton! Oh, he doesn't answer.
Anything serious, Captain?
Reaches the fuel locker. That 5 pounds of besending will go and kick us right out of space. Danton! Danton!
Power room, aye.
What happened? What blew?
Main tube coupling. She's secured
What's
now.
the damage?
The main tube's burnt out. The bearing, the coupling, the injector valve, and the needle gauge.
Can you make repairs?
Not in flight.
Can you raise enough power to land?
I don't know, Captain. The wiring's shot. She's fat like a tomcat. I might be able to get something from the deceleration auxiliaries.
Get a jury rig on her. We'll try to set her down.
Aye, sir.
Briggs,
Yes, sir.
alert for crash landing. Signal room. Signal room.
Signal, aye.
Langston, get off a position fix and SOS standby.
Aye, sir.
Well, Mr. Howell, I guess you're going to join your friends in the lost race. I just hope it's not permanently.
Leveled off now, Captain.
Trim her up a point. That's it.
She's bucking bad.
5 more minutes and the hull plates will shake loose. Power room. Stand by for bow blast on signal.
All right.
I'm going to try for that clearing.
Too narrow.
2 to 1 for $1. All right. Hang on. Briggs! Briggs! You all right?
I hit my head on the panel.
Well, I seem to be all assembled.
Well, we're down. Guess our luck hasn't run out yet. Calling power room.
Power room, aye.
All right down there?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Danton, I want a complete damage check and repair estimate. Get up here as soon as you got it for me. Briggs, you all right now?
Yes, sir. I guess so.
As soon as we get Dan's report, get a detail aft. Help him with repairs.
Captain Wharton,
What is it, Langston?
my speaker line's out. Sending circuits blew.
Spare tubes?
That was a pretty rough landing, Captain. They're gone. I can't replace them this side of Lunar Space Station.
I see. Well, the SOS ought to do it. And the Space Guard monitor reports our
They
position.
aren't going to, Captain.
Why not?
Sending circuits went out when the blast went off down there. I didn't get the SOS out.
Thank you, Langston. Get back and see what you can salvage.
Does that mean bad news?
We were in overdrive, Mr. Howell. It would take 40 years to search the distance we've traveled in one day. Consequently, when a ship doesn't make port and doesn't transmit a position fix, they forget about it.
Oh. I see.
And with the radio out, we blast off on our own power. Or we don't get off.
Got your damage report, Captain.
Well,
Here. It's on a B-23 checklist.
not bad.
Worse.
Danton, how long will it take you for repairs?
I don't know.
An estimate.
I know gypsy fortune teller.
How about the lifeboat?
For deep space? What are they teaching at Sands Point now? Basket weaving?
Danton,
Lifeboat couldn't lift half a light year off this here mud heap.
Danton, I'll take just so much. Look, can it be converted to Bessendium drive?
Converter links were mashed when we came down.
How long is it going to take you to repair the main drive?
Look, Captain, I got 2 hands. You want me to hold a lug wrench in my teeth?
See here, Danton.
You stay here, Captain. The whole lousy crew's been spitting all over me ever since we blasted off. Now you can all wait on me.
Who do you think you are, Danton?
The only power man on this ship, that's who. You ain't satisfied with the way I'm working, go hire yourself another boy. The woods are lousy with him. I'll take my own sweet time.
What's the matter with him? Got a bug in his ear?
Space fatigue, Captain. He's been locked up in the power room 4 days.
Oh, we don't have enough trouble. Briggs, remind me to slug the psychotechnician when we get back. Don't tell me nobody gets into deep space who isn't emotionally stable.
What are you going to do about him, Captain?
Nothing. Stay off his back.
Oh, but you can't-
Captain's the only man who can get us out of here. We want to hit the cradle at New York Spaceport again. We've got to keep him happy.
Captain Wharton, as long as we're landed and we do have to wait for the engines to be fixed, I suppose we can explore the lost race ruins. I'm
Look,
particularly...
Mr. Howell, I can't spare the men. We are now stuck tight. until Danton gets those engines fixed. And if he can't, which is entirely possible, we are stuck, period.
Oh.
Briggs, I want you to keep a careful eye on the men. Space fatigue is nothing compared to what we might run up against now.
Captain Wharton. Captain, I've got it.
Is any circuits?
No, sir, but I picked up the incoming video band.
Well, that's something. Can you get the mail call through? The men could use a little lift right now.
Well, the scheduled one-way personals are due at 23:30 Greenwich.
Good. That ought to help morale. Langston, rig the receiving booth.
Aye, sir.
Howell, this is a break. Seeing the folks at home may be enough to keep everybody on an even keel. I know I'll be glad to see that kid of mine.
Yeah. Mr. Langston, get Hanson out of the booth. You wear the glass right off the tube.
Take it easy, Williams. Everybody gets 3 minutes.
Hey, Kelly, I bet that dame of yours burned up the circuits, huh?
How'd you know it was his girl? You can't tell through the booth.
Well, who else would call that eight? What'd you say, Kelly?
Oh, nothing. She don't have to. She just stands in front of the pickup tube and, oh, brother.
I can just see that.
Hey, it's a boy.
A boy.
Alice said a boy. They're going to show him to me in the circuit tomorrow.
Congratulations.
Who's next, Mr. Langston?
The last call's coming through now on ticker. It's for Williams.
Well,
Hey, wait a minute, Williams.
well, let go of my arm.
What
here.
happened to my call?
No call today, Dan.
You're a liar, Langston.
Hey.
My girl calls on every scheduled circuit. That must be mine.
Let go, Dad. Maybe Janie was busy waiting tables at the lunchroom.
What do you know about her, Hanson?
You kidding? She's a swell kid. Everybody at New York Spaceport knows her.
Yeah, I've seen you hanging around Jane, too.
Now, wait a minute, Danton.
Take it easy, Dan.
You and Williams made this up between you, didn't you? You're going to take my call, huh, Williams?
You're space happy.
You used to hang around with her before I cut you
Now,
out.
listen, Danton, you were lucky enough to get her. Let well enough alone.
You bet I got her all right, and you're not going to steal her back. Williams, I'm going to...
Are you crazy? Danton, get him off me.
Lion.
Get him off.
Hey, what's going on in here?
Let him
I'm
fight.
going to kill you, you double-crossing... Behind my back.
Grab him, Hanson. Get his
Let
arm.
go of me.
Nobody took your call. Now, calm down, Dad.
I'll fix all of you.
Look out. He's got a wrench.
Danton!
He's nuts.
Nobody gets a call. Nobody. How do you like that, Williams? You ain't going to hear from Janie no more. How do you like that?
After him. Kelly! Hanson! The airlock. He's left the ship.
Let him go, the jealous screwball.
Sure. But that's the only man who can get us off of here.
I warned you, so help me, Briggs. I warned you to keep an eye on Danton.
Well, I didn't think he'd go off this way.
Well, it's that girl of his, sir. He's crazy jealous about her.
Any reason for it, Williams?
No, sir. She's a good kid. Too good for Danton. I guess he's just so afraid of losing her to some other guy, he's getting psychopathic about it.
Well, we've got to get him back. I want every man equipped and ready for search parties immediately.
Aye, sir.
Williams, rig some portable searchlights and issue hand blasters and radiation tickers. Kelly.
Aye, sir.
You had the second party. If you find Danton, send up a signal flare.
Aye, sir.
Unless we do find him, we'll be on this planet until the next freighter stumbles on us. Maybe 10,000 years from now. Hold that light up, Hanson.
This is amazing, Captain. Lost raised buildings actually standing.
Hey.
What is it?
Oh, it's nothing. A shadow.
Place gives me the willies.
We'll be able to find out so much about them, their science, art, what they looked like, perhaps even why they destroyed themselves.
I'm beginning to wonder about that, Hal. You sure they destroyed themselves? Maybe they lost a war to another race.
The winners would have left traces. Genghis Khan, the Mongol emperor, left a pile of skulls as a monument after he destroyed his enemies, but there's been nothing like that found.
No clues at all, eh?
Nothing. When they decided to wipe themselves out, they did a thorough job. But why? That's what we've been asking for 50 years. They wanted to end like that.
Captain, there's a rise ahead.
Keep going. Anything on your side, Briggs?
No, sir.
Hanson, what is it?
I don't know, sir. It's a funny kind of a glow. I guess I shot without thinking.
No, get trigger happy. Howell,
Yes?
where do you think the light is coming from?
Down there. It's an amphitheater. Stone seats and a hood.
It looks like a band shell.
What's up, Captain?
Wait a minute. Well, Howell?
No. That's the Lost Race sign on the hood.
The what?
A sort of hieroglyphic. The only thing we'd ever found before, one in each ruin.
What does it mean?
Some kind of a warning, I think.
Come on. We're going down there. Careful now. There's a platform of some kind down there.
Looks like a lecture platform, doesn't it?
Or an altar. This might have been a temple. Perhaps the Lost Race sign had a religious significance.
Looks like a throne to me.
A throne 5 feet high.
Briggs, climb up there. And see if there are any controls for this machinery.
Aye, sir. This wasn't meant for any man to sit on. There's a lever up here. Shall I try it?
Sure, go ahead.
Hey, what's that mist? It's like a steam bath. I wonder if Kelly and Williams ran into anything
Kelly,
like...
hold that light up. Shut up and keep looking for Danton.
What?
Look there, in the hood.
It's Williams and Kelly.
That crazy jet jockey. When I find
Briggs,
him,
throw
I'm
the
going to
lever.
beat his brains out.
You could see him, a three-dimensional image.
Some kind of television. Get down, Briggs.
Aye, sir. Did you see it, Skipper? I was just thinking about him, and there he was.
And we all saw it. Out of the way. I'm going to try it. This thing can pick up Earth. It'll replace the receiver Danton smashed. Just throw the lever, eh? What? That's my son. I'll be darned. His music lesson. Say, it reaches Earth all right. What? Imagine. Television without a transmitter.
Looks like the Lost Race was ahead of us in more ways than one.
Go up and try it, Howell.
It's amazing, amazing. Television without a transmitter. This machine may be the clue to the mystery of the Lost Race. I'll try it.
Mary, I've told you I like my paper first in the morning. If that youngster wants to know how the Tigers did, let him wait until I am...
My father in Detroit. Remarkable, Captain. You can see the whole room clearly.
Say, how about me, Captain? Let me get up there. I'd like to see my baby. Alice told me all about it. Ouch!
What's the matter, Hanson?
I kicked something, a wrench.
Well, hold it up. What? It's Danton's. That means he's been here. We're on his trail, all right. Come on, Howell, let's go.
Oh, but the baby, it wouldn't take a minute, Captain.
Later, Hanson. We've got to find Danton first. All right, now, let's get moving. Hold it.
What's that?
The recall flare. Kelly and his men have found Danton. Oh, I hope that crazy fool is in one piece.
We start back now, Captain?
Yes.
That came from the ship.
Another flare? No, that was an explosion. That's all we need now. Something more to happen to the ship. Oh, it's the main jets.
Smashed flat. Of all the
Briggs.
stinking rot.
Check through the ship for further damage.
Aye, sir.
Oh, look at those plates. Crumpled like an accordion.
Captain! Oh, Captain!
Here comes Kelly's party.
We got him. We got Danton. Hold it. What happened here?
Somebody blew up the main jets. Danton, do you know anything about this?
No, sir.
Not much, he doesn't. He's crazy enough to blow us all up.
Listen, Hanson, I admit I went off my head tonight, but I'm not crazy enough to commit suicide. The jets are smashed. We're all marooned up the same creek.
I still think he's got something to do with it.
Lay off, Hanson. We found him wandering up in the hills. And he was with us when the blast went off.
Yes, that's right. We saw your recall flare before the explosions. Oh, I guess that puts Danton in the clear.
Well, then who did it, Captain?
I don't know, Howell. Looks like somebody didn't want us to leave this planet. Well, we still got one slim chance left. If we can repair the lifeboat.
Skipper, it's gone.
Gone?
The escape port is open. The boat's missing.
Oh, what else?
The arms chest was cleaned out, sir, and the fuel locker was jimmied open. The descendium bars are gone.
You sure?
You can look for yourself, sir. She's clean.
I see. There's only one answer left. There's something or somebody out in those ruins trying to get us. Maybe that lost race decided they weren't going to stay lost.
You think some of them may still be alive?
Who else could have blown up our ship? Keep your blaster up, Hal. And be careful. It's hair trigger.
What are we doing back at the television machine, Captain? I thought we were looking for the lifeboat.
We are. Whoever blew up the ship must be around here. Might as well try to use the machine to track them down.
Yeah, catch them with their own gadget, huh?
That's right. All right, Howell, you're the expert. Get up there and try to find him.
I hope it works.
Well?
Trying, Captain.
Nothing but mist.
I don't understand it. It reached all the way to Earth before. I saw my father in Detroit.
Mary, my paper's all rumpled again.
What? There it is again. My father in Detroit.
I've told him time and time again, I don't like a messy paper.
Look at that. No selector control, yet all the way to Earth. You can see the whole room, the goldfish bowl, the antimacassars on the chairs. Yet we can't pick up something less than a mile away.
Knock it off, Howell. We're wasting time. Come on. That gadget won't work. We'll have to comb these rooms inch by inch.
I don't understand.
Neither do I. We'll cut behind the hood here and go on. Briggs, you take the lead with the radiation ticker. We might be able to pick up a reading on where the rocket fuel is hidden.
Aye, sir.
All right, let's go.
I can't understand why that machine can pick up Earth and not...
Help, Captain!
Briggs, what is it?
Captain, help! I'm falling!
It's a cave-in. Hang on, Briggs.
I'm slipping, Captain.
Grab his wrist.
All right.
Now pull. Pull.
Higher! Higher! Oh.
What happened?
Was just walking along and the ground caved in.
What? It's some kind of shaft. Hold your light over it, Captain. Oh!
50 feet deep in a stone bottom. I could have split my head open like a grapefruit.
Something down there. Hold that light steady. Amazing. It's amazing.
Looks like a pile of bones to me. 2 piles.
They may be the first skeletal remains ever found of the lost race. I've got to get down in there.
We haven't got time, Howell. Come on.
Let me have your binoculars. Wonderful. That small skeleton must be an infant. They've been laid out carefully. It's a burial chamber. The way they're lying, it's probably a mother and infant. Yeah. The tail, she's definitely anthropoid.
Howell, you mean apes?
Something like that. Yet they had atomic power and built cities across the galaxy. Amazing.
Howell, we haven't got time.
Hello, that's funny. The little one is different. The caudal bones are different. No tail.
Listen, Howell. What do I care whether they had tails or not? Come on now.
It's almost as if... Well, they did have atomics, and radiation does funny things to heredity. They had that problem of mutations in Detroit. What? Detroit? That must be it. What? The new atomics plant at Detroit. They tore down my father's house to make room for it. Quickly, Captain.
Oh, where are you going?
Back to the machine. I've got a theory that may solve the whole mystery of what happened to the lost race.
I don't care what happened to the dead ones, Howell. I want to find the living ones who wrecked my ship.
I think this machine may give us both answers. There's the house, Detroit, down to the last detail.
Oh, come on down. We know all
but
that.
Don't you understand? That house was torn down. I got a letter before we lifted off Earth. It's gone.
But it's on the television machine.
Captain, that machine isn't television. It's a thought projector. What? It only mirrors what's in your own mind.
But, Mr. Howell, we saw Earth. It was really there.
But it was just because we imagined it, Briggs. It's a thought projection. I can produce any mental image that occurs to me on this machine. New York spaceport, a Space Guard patrol, anything.
Anything?
Yes. And now I think I know what inspired the lost race to do what they did. It was fear. Fear of what was in their own minds. They could all see it with machines like this.
But fear? Fear of what?
They foresaw the future. So they destroyed themselves. Every last one of them.
Hold it, Howell. Are you sure they're all dead?
100,000 years ago.
Then who blew up the ship and stole our lifeboat?
Danton.
Danton?
But why?
He was pathologically jealous.
Yes, but blowing up the ship was like committing suicide. He wasn't crazy enough to do that.
The lost race was after they looked at this machine.
You mean Danton did too?
We found his wrench here.
You're right.
He must have looked at the machine and thought it was television. He must have seen all his fears about losing his girl confirmed. That was enough to make him completely unbalanced.
But he was with Kelly when that explosion went off. He's got an ironclad alibi.
No, he hasn't. Wouldn't take a power man long to sneak back to the ship and rig a delayed action fuse. Howell, we've got to get back to the ship before Danton.
Never mind, Captain. Stay right there.
That's Danton.
In the dark. You make a perfect target there. Stop your gun. I got a blaster set at wide angle.
Drop him. He's got us cold.
I've been following you, Wharton. I wanted to tell you, I'm going back to Earth. I got the lifeboat hidden over that rise.
It won't work in deep space.
You believed me when I told you that, didn't you? Well, I've got it fixed. And with that Vicendium fuel, it'll be a milk run. I'll reach the Space Guard station at Volta with a long, sad story about how the rest of you exploded in mid-space.
Danton, that's murder.
Yeah, that's just what it is. And easy, too.
Denton, you can't just leave us here.
Watch me. Sit in front of that machine and watch me. Yeah, I know what it is. I know it's a television without a transmitter. And I did some checking up. I've seen how you were stealing my calls. Trying to steal my girl.
Danton, you're sick. You
Pretty
can't...
smart, that lost race. They built some machine, and it showed me plenty. It showed me enough to kill you.
Oh, you've got it all wrong. This isn't a television machine.
What are you trying to pull, Wharton? I saw it.
Those were your own thoughts, Danton. Those things you saw exist only in your mind.
Shut up before I blast all of you down. You're just trying to lie out of it, that's all. But I know the truth when I see it. And you're going to die.
All right, Danton, but you're not going to get away with it. Look at the machine.
What's that?
The machine. It's the Space Guard patrol, Danton. Look, they're coming.
X3 to command. Spotted the Corellias. Reported. Preparing to land.
That's the Space Guard, Danton.
Yeah, whole patrol.
You're lying. They couldn't come. There wasn't any SOS.
X3 to command. Preparing to land. There's a clearing.
That's enough, Howell. All right, Danton. They'll be coming over the horizon. Drop your gun and give yourself up.
Oh, no. No, they're not going to catch me. I'll be away in that lifeboat before they land. Stay still, all of you. Stay where you are. I
Danton.
still got you covered.
Danton, look out behind you!
Burial shaft. He fell in it. Hold the light down, Briggs. Well?
He's dead. Deader than the lost race. And what about those Space Guard cruisers?
Out of my head. I just imagined them, and there they were on the machine. Poor Danton believed they were real.
I wish they were real so we could get off this planet.
No, it doesn't matter. We know where the lifeboat is now. We can send one man to bring back help. And it won't be Danton.
The machine got him the same way it got the lost race. Through fear.
But what was the lost race afraid of, Howell?
Changing.
Changing?
Look at those skeletons down there. They had atomic energy, but they couldn't control it. Look, the baby's different from the other. The race was changing by mutation.
Mutation?
Look at those skeletons. Now imagine a shifted hip socket so they could walk upright. The baby was already without a tail.
But how? That would mean they were changing into...
Yes, Captain. The lost race committed suicide rather than face the fear of seeing their descendants become such horrible creatures as men.
You have just heard another adventure into the unknown world of the future, the world of Dimension X.
And now, about next week. William Travis and his wife thought they had escaped, but they were wrong. They were being searched out by men from another world, men who wanted them to return. Where? I'll tell you next week.
Tonight's drama was based on the Murray Leinster story, The Lost, and was adapted for radio by Ernest Kenoy. Featured in the cast were Matt Crowley as Captain Wharton, Roger DeKoven as Howell, and Joseph Julian as Danton. Your host was Norman Rose. Tomorrow it's Sam Spade. Now hear Truth or Consequences on NBC.
Check, check, testing. 1, 2, 3, check. Oh, fuck it. I guess that's my cue, people. Good morning. How we doing out there? I'm drinking coffee. I don't know about y'all, but I'm drinking the go-go juice.
Just a sip. You want a sip? You want a sip?
All right, off with the headphones, or I'll have to have my own voice in my head. And I got it enough, man. Well, anyways, what a weekend. What a weekend. It was quite a full weekend for doing absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. My goodness. So my wife and I picked up the light for the living room. We did not install it yet. We did not. Yeah, I better keep this. I don't know. That's not too bad of a shine. Is it? Is it blinding anybody? Anybody getting blinded out there? Because I don't really want to wear this. It's too early. It's too frickin' early, man. Oh, cheers. Did you enjoy the show this morning? The old time radio show? That was a good one. That was a good one. The Lost Race. They don't want to become humans. Ugh. So the entire race killed themselves off rather than become human. Maybe they knew something we didn't. You never know. You never know. So, it's Movie Monday memories. So anybody got any Monday movie memories? Monday. Yeah, the 3 M's. Today's the 3 M's. Anybody? Anybody?
Anybody? Anybody? Anybody?
No. I don't think I watched any movies over the weekend. None that I can recall. I mean, I probably put a few on the TV and let them play while I was dicking around in here on the computers. Speaking of dicking around on the computers, I did a lot of that over the weekend, and I came up with a day of programming for Thanksgiving like any other. I'm still uploading stuff, but I did put together a program guide. So if you get a chance, go check out the program guide, either on Facebook or on YouTube. You can watch the video, or you can go to the community page on YouTube and look at the photograph, the card. I call it a card. The card for Thursday, and see what's going on. because it is a lot. I have literally got stuff going on from 5 in the morning when we start here, and then starting at 8 o'clock in the morning, literally every half hour. Every freaking half hour, there's something going on, pretty much right up until the video time machine at 5 p.m. And then after that, I've got three more educational films, movies. After that, you're going to love what I've got picked out. I haven't even put together the video time machine, but all of the elements that I have gathered, oh, it's going to be a beautiful Thanksgiving show. I'll let you know right now that it's very, very Native American heavy. It is. I took a couple of things out that I decided not to use because I want to use them to work on my my family Wounded Knee documentary. Right? It's going to be literally a lot of footage of what was going on back in the 70s with the Native American movement, or American Indian movement, if you will, AIM. So it's great. I got a lot of footage of Russell Means and Dennis Banks and the whole crew. I'm hoping that I've got something with Leonard Crow Dog and his soon-to-be bride, the Ogallala woman here, this girl here, Mary Crow Dog. Yeah. She was born Mary Bravebird and grew up fatherless in a one-room cabin without running water or electricity on a South Dakota reservation, rebelling against the aimless drinking, punishing missionary school, narrowing strictures for women, and violence and hopelessness of reservation life. She joined the new movement of tribal people sweeping Native American communities to the 60s and 70s, and eventually married Leonard Crow Dog, the movement's chief medicine man. Yeah. There you go. So between the half dozen books that I got on Wounded Knee and some documentary stuff, and I'm starting to gather a whole lot of Wounded Knee / Native American movement in the 70s video. I got a lot. Hey, good morning, Joey. What's going on, brother? What's up? I'm just sitting here relishing in the idea that I have so much more Native American video. So I found so much stuff that I was able to literally pack the entire Thanksgiving Day with Native American films. I have some other things that I haven't uploaded yet. So I left a couple of empty slots with question marks in the program guide. So I can just kind of squeeze stuff in as a surprise. So I will be looking for all kinds of weird, different, unknown Native American stuff. Yeah. It's exciting times, man. So, Saturday morning, I got up early. I didn't have a show to do, but my friend David decided that we were going to go do some video making stuff. And I think I mentioned on Friday that I really thought we should kind of take a step back and kind of look at everything to see what we could do and then what we should do first. And right from the get-go, I met him at the coffee shop, and standing in the parking lot, it was like, he said, yeah, let's let's do that. Let's not do the really good video first, and let's go and do another one. So I approached him with the idea that I had, and we're going with it. So we hung out here for a few hours Saturday morning, a couple hours, and kind of discussed everything and made a shot list and kind of got an idea of what we want the video to be like. So now I'm going to take that and create a notebook with shot lists, but also some rudimentary, or what you call it, the drawn layout deal. So anyway, I'm going to put together a notebook and try to keep everything straight, basically, because if I'm editing video, I could use any number of special effects and videos and things, so I need to keep track of what I'm using, so that, first of all, if I have to recreate it for some bizarre reason, something happens and I have to go back and recreate the whole video, I know exactly, the button gets stuck on undo or something, right? It bumps up against my thing here, the mouse gets stuck up against something, and it just tick, 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 undoes everything that I do, right? And then shuts off before I can hit redo. Anything's possible. So I need to be prepared for that anything's possible. But I also need to be prepared to work on various pieces of footage in their entirety and create something out of that with elements, with special effects, with sound, and most importantly, catalog those so that I can use those to then drop into videos as little portions. So we went to the swap meet. We decided that the swap meet was the best place to start, and because in one place we could walk around and get a bunch of videos and photographs of the footage that we need, right? And I'll go into more detail later, but basically we took a prop around and shot a bunch of video with a prop, and that pretty much did it. We shot some video on the way over in the car, and then on the way into the place we shot some video outside the swap meet. Went in the swap meet, set up various places, and did a bunch of weird stuff. And then, of course, his wife and daughter showed up, so we hooked up with them and went over and sat down in the cafe. Interesting story. We're setting up to do a shot, and a guy comes up and says, "Are you part of the problem?" And I went, "Excuse me? Are you part of the problem? Do you have permission to be here?" And I said, "Yeah, I got permission. I ain't no problem." Figuring he was just, a nosy little busybody. And throughout his persistence in the conversation that we had, we found out that, and he had to go get the owner to come out and okay us to video what we were doing. And we found out that someone came over and put a lawsuit against the swap meet because they weren't set up for wheelchairs. And I see wheelchairs going through this place all the fucking time, all right? It's dirt. Granted, it's dirt. But, come on, right? So some of these ADA assholes came along and decided, we're going to shut this place down because they don't have access for wheelchairs. And it's like, son of a bitch, are you fucking kidding me? You go into the bathroom and it's set up for wheelchairs, it's set up for handicapped, right? What the fucking problem is, if you're in a wheelchair and you're going to go through the dirt, right? Well, what the fucking problem, I mean, I realize that it could be a bummer, but you've got like 1 million people around you, and this is a close community, and if anybody got stuck in the dirt in a fucking wheelchair, somebody would volunteer to push them around the fucking place, right? Hey, how's it going? You'd made a new fucking friend. Instead, you made a whole town full of fucking enemies. Southern California hates you now because you're closing down one of our favorite fucking places. A $500,000 fucking lawsuit. Or $500,000 just to defend the lawsuit that's probably going to be millions of dollars. Fuck you, assholes. Get a fucking life. You know, that was the stupidest fucking law that ever passed. That somebody could be driving by a place, see that they don't have a handicap ramp, take a picture of it, and create a fucking lawsuit and get that place shut down. Why? Why? What kind of stick do you have up your fucking ass? You know, give me a fucking break. Go get a fucking life. You know, is that your life now? To take your fucking bullshit out on everybody else? That's fucked up. Fucked up. So we're out to swap meet, and we find out that this is the second to the last weekend. This coming weekend, the last weekend. Right? This place has been open for 40 years. This lady, for 30 years, her and her husband have owned it. Her and Dakota Bob, the guy who's got Dakota Bob's, the store over there where they sell hats and jeans and, you know. And, of course, Bob has passed away. And his wife has been diligently taking this and making it happen, right, with the help of the community. Had we known right when this had happened, I'm pretty sure that with the help of just a few people in town, we could have gotten the whole community together and said, you ain't taking our fucking swap meet. But, you know, it happened so quick. It's like, here's the lawsuit. Here's what we can do about it. She's like, the best thing to do is just shut it down. It's easy. It's going to be easy to defend if there's nothing left to defend. Basically, that's what the attorney said. He said, shut her down. Shut her down. So now we don't have a swap meet in town. Next weekend, we're going to go to the swap meet, and it's going to be the last time. This happened in my hometown when they shut down my original hometown, when they shut down the swap meet to put a fucking Home Depot up. It's fucking sad. They even moved a cemetery. Shh. Don't talk about it, right? Okay. So I'm just going behind me here because I want to grab something. Now this swap meet, it was built on the site of an old drive-in theater. So you recognize what this is, right? This is a drive-in theater speaker. It is filthy. I have to take it apart, blow it out, clean it. I'm going to make it work. I think I'm going to go with my with my friend David's idea, who got one as well. Thank you, Evelyn. I am going to probably put a Bluetooth speaker in it and make it wireless so that I can hang it places, and there you go, a little Bluetooth speaker. I think that's going to be cool. I also might do both. I might do a Bluetooth and keep that, either do the wire on the back or put a plug, probably put a plug on the back where the wire is, so I can plug it in here and then plug it into a speaker outlet, a headphone jack or something, right? That'd be cool. That'd be totally fucking cool. I'm going to turn on a heater. It's to get a little chilly over here. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Some more props over here. I've got morning show props. Morning show props. Alright. Whew. Whoo-wee. Okay, no wedgie, no wedgie, no wedgie. No wedgie. Let's see, turn that heater on a little bit. Put it on low. Get that thing blasting a little warm air at my toes. So, we're walking around the swap meet, and but at this point, we're starting to just, we're taken in by the swap meet and the allure and all of the stuff. And of course, now that we know it's the last frickin' second to the last weekend, we're like, oh my God, we want to do swap meet, right? So we finish off our morning by just kind of walking around and checking stuff out. And man, I'm really bummed out. I don't know what we're gonna fucking do without the swap meet. Maybe we can move it to a parking lot. Maybe they'll do that. Maybe a lot of the vendors will get together and move it to a parking lot where people can show up, set up canopies, tables, and their trailers and trucks and stuff, and bring stuff, set it up, and do that once a week, in a local parking lot that doesn't get a lot of use. I don't know. I don't know. I'm brokenhearted and confused. My friend has lived out here his whole life, and he said he's been going to this thing for 30 years, right? I gotta heat that up. Now the lady who owns it, she's like, I'm ready to move on. It's what Bob would have wanted. She kept saying that it's what Bob would have wanted. To not lose everything just to defend something that is undefendable, right? There's no way that you could, you'd need $250,000 to even get close to making that place compliant. And had they come about this and just come and said, hey, we're handicapped, we would like access to the swap meet on a better scale, on a better level. Is there a way that you can accommodate us, rather than a lawyer showing up, right? A summons. Give me a break. I think the community probably would have. There's enough handicapped people in the community. I think we would have gotten together and decided, you know what? You're right. Let's make some concrete pathways from here to there to there to here to there, right? It would have happened. It would have happened. It wouldn't have happened overnight, but it would have happened. Okay, this month we're gathering up funds to do this path from here to here, right? And if we're not going to put in concrete, let's put in something that is easy to roll on, right? But no, right? No. They just went straight for the fucking jugular veins. Fuck you people and your fucking lawsuits. Fucking law. That's a pussy move right there, a lawsuit. All right, we got dog activity. We got dog movement here. We got dogs moving. That's just a You know, that's just a fucked up, pussy ass fucking thing to do to your community, you know? Fucking take it out on everybody else. You know, that's some fucked up individuals.
I gotta be in a wheelchair, so fuck everybody else.
Give me a fucking break, you pussy. Fuck.
I'm gonna fuck with everybody else's life now.
Fucking, oh. You know, it's unfortunate how things turn out sometimes, right? You gotta fucking take it out on everybody else, really? It's a fucking pussy move. Pussy ass fucking move right there. Oh, man. Oh. Yeah. So the swap meet's going belly up. Belly up. It's not a bar, the belly up. Sounds like it. And I bet it was from somebody from out of town. If it was somebody in town, they would have just gone and said, "Hey, let's fix this," right? No, it was some asshole from out of town that decided, you know, he probably searches satellite photos looking for places to fucking close down, right?
I'm in a wheelchair, so fuck the whole world.
Ugh. I don't like to harp on something, you know, especially on a person or a people for any particular reason. But that is just stupid. That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever fucking heard. A law where you can just show up and close somebody down because they, you know, because they ain't fucking perfect. Right? Fucking dickheads. I mean, I at some point you just feel like you want to put up a sign that says, "Hey, if you're in a wheelchair, don't even fucking bother." All right? You know. We only discriminate to people in wheelchairs who are assholes, right? If you're in a wheelchair and you're an asshole, stay the fuck out of here. We don't want you. You know? Fucking bullshit. I mean, it just makes everybody else who's got to be in a wheelchair, makes them look like fucking assholes because of this one fucking jerk driving around, you know, the country. Fucking throwing lawsuits. I bet that wasn't the fucking only fucking lawsuit he's done either. I bet this is a career thing for him, where he just cruises around and says lawsuit, lawsuit, lawsuit. Fucking douche. What's up, dog? You want to come in here? Want to go in there? Hi, buddy. You want to go sit with Bessie? Can you get on the sofa? If she's out cold, you can sit up next to her. He's probably going to go back with Mom. What do you want to do? Want to go with Mom? Go back to bed? What are you crying about? What's up? What's up? What's up, Sam? Hot coffee. Hot coffee. So, it was you. Ah, you was the... Yeah, but you're mentally handicapped. That's a there's a big difference there. You know, wheelchair access or brain access, right? It didn't have a door for me to open. I couldn't think good enough, right? Because that's what I could drive around saying, man, it's not mentally handicapped accessible, man. That would be my lawsuit. You was the handicap. Handicap. It always sounds like you're trying to screw something on, right? It's a handicap. Look, it's handy. Hey, it's handy. That's dumb. Hi, Sam. Come on. Mira tu cama. Mira tu cama. See? There's a little ball in there. Oh, isn't that great? The door's open if you want to go back with Mom. I know you're tired. Poor little fella. So here's my phone here. This is my my monitor. This is where I'm watching YouTube on my phone. It gets to my phone about 15 to 30 seconds after it's happening live. What's up, Sam? Want to go back to bed? What's up? You look sleepy, Sam. Want to get back in bed, Mila? You coming? Come on, let's go to Mom. Let's go back in bed, Sam. Come on. Come on, buddy. You want to get up over here? Come on. Want to get up here? Want to get up here? There's a spot there. No? Come on. Come on. You can get up here. Come on. There you go. Do you want a blanket? Is that what you want? You want a blanket? I'm going to make some noise and get him a blanket here. There you go, buddy. There you go. That's my boy. All right. All right, no wedgie, no wedgie, no wedgie. Why I oughta. I was the handicap. That's a great message. I was the handicap. Yeah, he was a handicap. Like in golf. He was a golf handicap. Oh my God, like the freaking way. So we're walking around, right? Not that I need anymore, but we're standing there and we're looking down at a what do we call a blanket setup, where you got a tarp set down, and it's like the beach blanket deal, and all of their stuff displayed. And I'm looking, and of course my eyes zoom right in on an 8-track tape, and then I see around the 8-track tape more 8-track tapes, and then I realize that it's a case filled with 8 tracks, mostly filled with 8 tracks. And I'm like, wow, that's cool. There's 8 tracks there, and it's a case of 8 tracks leaning up against another case that's closed. One is open, one is closed. I'm thinking, ooh, so I walk over. The guy starts moving stuff around, and he clears out a spot right behind it. So I walk up, and I step up right behind it, and I look down, and I just kind of look in. And just as I get and start looking into the 8 tracks, the guy says, I tell you what, I'll make you a deal on those. I'll give you both. So I'm thinking, oh, God, this guy's going to hit me fucking hard, right? He's been on eBay. He's thinking, he's going to gouge me hard. Even at 50 cents or $1 a piece, at this point, it's out of my budget range because I got no cash with me, right? We just went there to shoot. I wasn't planning on buying anything, which is stupid. So he says, tell you what, I'll give you both cases with all of the 8 tracks in them for $2. And I'm, what? $2? And I look over at my friend and I said, hey, you got $2? And he says, I'll call my daughter. Thank you, Evelyn. So he calls his daughter and he says, all right, I'll be right back. And he goes over and he grabs me $2 and comes back and throws the $2 at me and says, all right, my food's ready. And he takes off. So I grab my $2 worth of 8 tracks, right? And while most of them are country and trucker music. There are some really good, the best of Glenn Campbell. We got the Happy Organ. We got a lot of Glenn Campbell in here. Some John Denver, Burt Bacharach, Boots Randolph, Glenn Miller, Red Sovane. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in here. A little bit of Christmas, so that's cool, and a really righteous fucking case that's in excellent condition. And then the other one is a little bit more. I've actually put in a few things in this to fill it up. I've condensed everything down, and then added in a row and a half. But these over here that came home in this, we've got a twin pack of Mama Cass, Sam Cooke, Stevie Wonder, Boss Skaggs, Peter Frampton, Neil Young, Bachman Turner Overdrive twice, a stereo sound effects record from Realistic that I actually own this record. And I own a lot of these here. Endless Summer, Beach Boys, The Beatles, Best of 67 through 70, Part 1 and 2, George Jones and Tammy Wynette, and then we get into the little favorites, and then of course I put in some that I had lying around that I just wanted to get in here. So that's pretty damn cool. It seems like everywhere I go I find 8 tracks. I'm like at 1,000 fucking 8 tracks now. I am gonna have to do a show on 8 tracks, and I'm gonna build a pyramid of 8 tracks that's gonna be as big as me. What I should do is build an arch to sit under, right? I just have so many fucking 8 tracks. I don't know how or why I wound up with the kind of collection that I have. They're not all like #1 hit album type things, but they are a wide range of 8 tracks from 70s and 80s, I'm gonna say. So there was this guy there who had a shitload of 4 tracks, and I'm like, I don't even have a 4-track player. Don't even get me started. I'll go to the fucking bank, right? I mean, if this guy was gonna do 4 tracks for a 50 cents or $1 a piece, I'd be spending $50, right? Literally, I would. I'm sorry, honey. I spent the rent. On 8 tracks, you don't even use them. They just sit there. You dumb bastard. Yeah. I think I am going to put another phone holder like this over here on this side so that I can do both phones, and I can do my monitor here next to where my outgoing computer is. Yeah, baby. So I've got more videos to upload today. I've got 1, 2, 3 Indian, right, Indian. Did I do that one already? I just might have done that one already. I am going to check. Totally. Just was watching the last video, Time Machine, and there's a Joey Heatherton in there, and she is just rocking out, wearing this kooky 70s outfit, and she's just moving around and singing and stuff, and it is just a kooky commercial. Yeah. Absolutely. Alright, we're gonna buzz over to YouTube and check it out. Let's see what was the last one that I uploaded here. Yeah, I'm sorry, but if your first instinct when faced with some situation, socially or privately or publicly or professionally, and your first instinct, your first move is a fucking lawsuit. You know, get a fucking life. All you had to do was go to the community. You go to the community, you go to the owner, you talk to them. Fucking shit would be so fucking worked out, you know? Especially in a small place like this, where we love our swap meet, where we love our community, where we love our community people, right? It's assholes like that. Tourism, people that come from out of town and just fucking, this is how we do things where we're from. So go fucking back where you're from then, asshole. Fuck, we don't need that bullshit out here. You got a problem with something, talk to somebody. Fucking asshole. Sorry. I'm harping again. But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm fucking saying? You know what I'm fucking saying? Alright, let's see. What have I got loaded up there last? Last but not least. Least but not last. Coffee. Oh, I gotta warm that up again. Arg. And yeah, there I got that one. So I have to, oh, and I left my pen, my multicolored pen. I left it in David's truck. Okay, so I've got I've got two to upload, and then I've got 3 empty slots that I'm going to try to squeeze stuff in. Right, and let me take a look at me. My guide. Let's see what it says about Thursday. There it is. Gonna check it out. Oh wow. You're gonna recommend me and Jacob some albums to listen to. I'm sure that's coming. 14-hour drive. Yeah. Do you still have her contact info? Did you guys exchange phone numbers? Do you have her contact information? That would be the first thing. Because then she could just like. She could send you like one of her playlists or something, right? I don't know how Spotify, I don't know how you do that kind of stuff. I'm not like a tech guy. But I'm sure she could totally recommend stuff or set you up with stuff or say, yeah, check this and this and this out. She does all of our road trip music. And what's really neat is because she and I share such similar tastes that whether she's putting on something relatively new or really, really old like me, she nails it, right? She'll go from, you know, we like to listen to just about anything. She'll go from like 1975 back down to something ELO album in 1975. I mean, she's like all over the place, right? Paul Simon and, you know, yeah, we'll listen to anything. So, yeah, you should definitely get with her. Yeah, she's usually up about 2 in the afternoon Pacific Standard Time. She's busy all day today. She's got university today. She's off Friday through Sunday, if that helps. Probably the times you're working, right? But she's up late, so you could like talk to her at, you know, at just about any time. But yeah, totally. And I can totally recommend some stuff. Remember to try to find some red bone, right? Get yourself some red bone. Some faces. Faces with Rod Stewart and Jeff Beck. That's some good stuff there. Of course, ELO. And check out some Lucas Nelson and Promise of the Real. Now there's some good stuff. Lucas Nelson, Promise of the Real. Great. I was just listening to this song. It was supposed to go on my last video, Time Machine, and it got cut because of where it was. It was from a movie. But, oh man. Yeah, when you say I'll listen to anything, I start listening to anything in my head. Yeah, let's see. I think my daughter said she did find Big Sandy and his Fly Right Boys. That's some great rockabilly stuff. That's great for bumping down the fucking road. Especially if you need to be upbeat, but you don't want to be like, hard. Big Sandy and his Fly Right Boys. Yeah, good stuff. And then any kind of similar rockabilly stuff that gets, I don't know if they recommend similar stuff, that kind of stuff. That's good stuff there. It's good. And of course, Paul Simon. That's always a good. Paul Simon's Greatest Hits, 1960 something through 70 something. That's a great album. A lot of great tunage on that one. Let me go heat up my coffee and think about records. Because I think of music in terms of records. You guys think of music in terms of like a playlist or, you know, what have you. Some Sergio Mendes and Brazil 66. Sergio Mendes and Brazil 66. One thing. That's great stuff. I don't know if you're familiar with that. I know we listened to a couple of weird things. I made you listen to a couple of weird things while you were here. That's one of them. Let's see. Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass. The Baja Marimba Group. Oh, that's a great one there. Yeah, just great fucking stuff. I know we were talking about like 50s and 60s rock and roll, like early Beach Boys and the Shirelles and the, you know, those kind of groups and stuff, and Tatsu and his appreciation for that, and I don't know if you don't listen to playlists. There you go. Yeah, because if I listen to something, I prefer to put on like the whole album, right? So I don't know if last time I was here I had mentioned that I'd listened to some records the other day, and I made a comment, something to the fact that everybody needs to add some music to your day, right? Did you pick up on that? Cheers. Because if anyone was going to pick up on that comment, I figured it would be you. And it was actually quite enjoyable. I'm talking to my wife, and I'm like, check this shit out. Listen to this. And she's like, is that the Beach Boys? And I'm like, yes and no. That was a fun. That was. Have you heard that? I'm sure you probably heard that. Add Some Music to Your Day, early 1972, I think. Yeah, that was fucking great. Yeah. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Great freaking album. Yeah, so I listened to that, and then I went from that and listened to, I think I listened to For You after that. But yeah, I dug that album up on one of my internet sources and found Add Some Music to Your Day and popped that onto my computer here for enjoyment. That's some great fucking stuff. I was fucking listening to that shit bopping around the house. Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty fucking cool. Arg. Mm-hmm. Yeah, great fucking album. I really enjoy his music. Thank you very much for that, because, man, very cool stuff. Very cool. Looks like it's time to head off to the old reservation and head to the pot shop there. Spill the beans here. Hello, 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 hello. She's empty, boys. Only 100? Oh my God, that's got to be like worth thousands of dollars for one of those albums. Sheesh. Do you have one? I bet you have one. Oh, you own a repressing. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I'd totally dig that. That's a must. That album for sure. But then again, all four that you brought over to me, thank you very much. Those are a must too. Yeah, Adore For You. I keep saying Adore You because there's like a Harry Styles song, right? But yeah. Wow. Great music. So let's see, a playlist. There's this song in my head. What the hell is her name? What is her name? It'll come to me. It'll come to me, man. Oh, also there's another lady, Astrid Gilberto. I don't know if you've listened to her before. $7,000 for one of those records. The Add Some Music to Your Day. That's quite a bit. I'll take a repressing instead for sure. I mean, I've got some first pressings, first release stuff from like the Beatles. You know, I've got one of those expensive Beatles albums in my collection. I've got, you know, a couple of. I got a Fats Domino that's a pricey album, but nothing like that. $7,000. My gosh, I may have some important records and or 8-track tapes in my collection. I try not to think of them in dollar amounts, right? In fact, I just was looking through all these 8-tracks that I got the other day, and on the back of most of them are little price tags mask taped on. So I'm going to have to do the arduous task of removing all of those and then getting rid of the residue with a little magic sponge and jeez. I hate it when people put it was nice of them to put it only on the plastic and not on the paper, but they use masking tape, white masking tape, which just after a while sticks horribly. So before I put these things away, I'm going to have to see if I can remove that tape, you know, without leaving big gobs of stickiness on them. Ooh, promo pressings too. So you own a lot of the first pressings. That's cool. That's bitchin'. Yeah, my daughter's just starting to get into collecting records. While she's got a pretty good collection going so far, for someone who listens to most of her music on Spotify, right? But she'll turn on that old realistic receiver and crank on that 1979 Sanyo turntable and put on one of her records, you know, and she'll just sit in there and just crank that shit up and rock it out through her, you know. I think I'm playing it through some old Nova speakers or some old Radio Shack realistic speakers, right? So she's rocking out like she's back in the fucking 80s, you know. She's my 80s chick, and she'll listen to 98 record that's never been repressed. Ooh, nice. So I dig that. Yeah, because I've got stuff here that I haven't opened yet. I've got a whole stack of records that, ooh, the sky is looking nice, that I haven't opened yet. It's not that I am saving them for something. I just haven't opened them yet, you know. And you know what's really weird is I bought an LP, a signed LP of Ben Harper's album. I can't remember the title. And I put it on, and it's got this surface noise that is just unbearable, right? And it starts off strong and then kind of fades away. I think it's on both sides, but it starts off strong and then kind of fades away as the album plays. But it's just horrible. And the first song is a cappella with just him singing, and it's just, but it's like I didn't want to send it back. I didn't want to get rid of it because it's like, it's horrible, but it's, you know, it's a collector's thing. I mean, it's one of those bad albums, you know. And I'm just going to replace it. I bought it from his website, so it was like, it's going to be kind of a bummer to mail it and get a new one and this and that. So it was like, I'm just going to fucking keep it. I've got it on CD, so I'm just going to try to get it again as soon as I can. But that one I've heard. I was just listening to it in the van yesterday. What I'd like to do is listen to his latest album, well, the latest one that I have, Light Wide Open, I think is what it is. And I haven't even heard that. I haven't even heard it yet. I haven't heard any tracks on it. Lucas Nelson, I've got his new Promise of the Real one, that I heard most of it in concert, and I've heard the whole album on YouTube or Spotify or something. But I haven't opened up the record yet. So it's like, crap. Do I wanna? I don't know. Probably at some point I'll crank it open and listen to it. I'm gonna put together a playlist, right? An EOL playlist, right? Alright, when I'm going down, this is what you play. You know, I want to listen to these songs before I go. If it looks like I'm going, start playing this music. It ain't gonna be a dirge. No funeral marches here. Just good music playing. That's it. I've chosen albums, right? Like since forever. It's like, ooh, that's an album that I would want to hear, right? When I'm dying. And I actually have I'm starting to build a set list, a playlist of albums that I want to hear. Entire albums, you know. That Paul Simon what is that? It's like Paul Simon greatest hits 69 through 71 or something like that. It's some weird, but it's like, ooh, that's that one right there. That one's a keeper. That one's one that I want to listen to, right? The Redbone album that we listened to while you were here, Potlatch, that's a good one. That's one of those that I want to hear, right? Okay, Dire Straits, the first album, Dire Straits. That's a great one. 78, I think it is. Put that one on your playlist. The Pure Prairie League. Bustin' Out or Bustin' Loose or something like that. Bustin' something. They busted something. Yeah, they got busted, all right. Yeah, Pure Prairie League. That's a good one. The one with Amy on it. That one's good that one's if you're like traveling early in the morning. That one's a good one to put on early in the morning. Totally. I hope you're getting all this down. Oh, let's see. Led Zeppelin, what is it? Physical Graffiti. Led Zeppelin 3, those are good ones. Those are a couple of great albums. And their last two albums are really, really good too. Coda and Presence. Coda being their last, and Presence being their second to their last. But those are two good albums. Speaking of that, Robert Plant and his group from 1983-84 era. So Robert Plant, Principle of Moments. Robert Plant, Pictures at 11. Those two albums there are classic. The Firm, the first Firm album, The Firm, with the song Radioactive on it. That's a good one. Bad Company, speaking of Paul Rogers, Bad Company is a good album. Yeah, I'm just going through shit that I was listening to basically in high school, going on a road trip, you know. Some Eagles, put on some Eagles, Hotel California. That's a good road trip album. Yeah, some Cars, you know, the original Cars, the first album, and Cars Candio. Those are great. But then any of the first four Cars albums are fucking bitchin'. You're gonna forget. Well, geez, put rewind on this fucking show, and there you go, buddy. Just, you know, how far are we into the show? We're like an hour and a half into the show. So go to about an hour and a half into the show and watch it for a few minutes and make some notes. All right, there you go. Because I do a pre-show. So we've been on for about an hour. So about an hour and a half. And there you go, easy peasy. I'm your note. Totally. I was going to do it in the message here, but I hate fucking sitting there typing on a little tiny fucking screen. Give me a break. I hate it. I just fucking hate it. Makes me sick to my stomach. Makes them sick to his stomach, it does. It totally makes them sick. Absolutely crazy, man. Fucking gnarly, man. Awesome stuff. Crazy man. He's a crazy man. He's a crazy man. Crazy man. He's a crazy man. Hey, crazy man, you crazy man? I think I'm a crazy man. He's a crazy man. Crazy man. He's a crazy man. Oh shit, I got loopy for a second. Too much sleep. Does it every time. Too much sleep. I got to sleep at about 10:30, 11 last night and was bouncing off of my bed at about 3 in the morning going, come on. 3:30, I was like, crap. I'm never going to get back to sleep before 4. And I didn't. I kind of dozed a little bit. But that was about it. And then it was over. There you go. I hit snooze twice, but I didn't snooze. I just kind of laid there, waking up. Yeah. Let me see if I can reach in here and get this thing here. Oh man, it worked. Right on. I had to use some tweezers to get a dog hair out of my thing here. Hey, but it worked. It worked. Don't want to smoke no dog hair. Like I haven't smoked any dog hair in my life. Been living with dogs as long as longer than I've been smoking. It's inevitable. I probably rolled a few thousand dog hairs up in joints. God, that's sick. Yeah, the hat was just uncomfortable. I figured you guys are gonna have to suffer with my shiny head. Let's see. When did you say you were going on your trip? Oh, let's see. Let me just go back here. 14-hour drive, you didn't say. Are you going to do it in one straight shot? Because I could. That's easy peasy. At your age, I could have done that 3 times with no sleep and no drugs. Insomnia. Once I get into something, you know, as long as I don't stop, I'm good. If I stop for too long, I'm over. You know. But yeah, having 2 people driving, easy peasy. All of the stuff your dad used to listen to. Of course it is. 5th through the 14th of December. Okay. Alright. Totally. Yeah. You know, well, your dad's got good taste in music. What can I say? Totally. Well, then hit your dad up. Whatever your dad used to listen to, drag that shit around. Because that's some good stuff. There's a reason why it's classic and why it's still around. Because it's good shit. A lot of the shit that has happened since the 80s has come and gone. But the good stuff has remained, right? I mean, you don't hear a lot of... You don't turn on the radio and hear a lot of Black Crowes and Pearl Jam and, you know, In Excess and that kind of stuff. It was good for its time, but it wasn't classic like the 80s and the 70s, right? Because that shit, they're still playing on the fucking radio. You know, every once in a while, you'll hear, you know, some goofball thing from the 90s or the 2000s. But for the most part, crap. It's all crap. Yeah, you seem like you're the driver guy like I was, you know. At your age, I was always doing the driving. Ah, okay. Okay. Well, then, Natalie may have some ideas for you. And I do have other stuff that is here that I listen to that is very different. But how different, I don't know. And different enough that you didn't grow up on it because your dad listens to similar stuff. I don't know. So I'll have to cogitate on that a while. Well, cool. Then I wasn't talking in vain. Hey, vain. Hey. Okay. Oh, better straighten myself here. Ah, that's better. Ah. Look at this. I'm on camera. Hey. Crazy man. He's a crazy man. So yeah, right after that, like, whew, right about then is when I'm getting all my teeth yanked. So I got to get on the ball, get shit rolling. I'm still waiting. I got to go down and sit and find out about health insurance this week to find out what's going on there before I get started. I'm waiting for stuff in the mail. The stuff that I'm getting in the mail is telling me that they're still waiting on stuff that I've already given them. So I'm like, oh, God, this is going to take forever. And chances are I'll have to just switch insurance because, you know, things won't work out. So, looks like it's going to be some crazy stuff.
Crazy man, he's a crazy man. Crazy man, he's a crazy man. Crazy man. Oh, he's a crazy man. Ooh, ooh. Crazy man.
My computer's running slow over here. Oh, no, it's just one of them things, you know. It's just one of those things. Ah, Motion City soundtrack. Oh man, I really fell in love with them. She kept putting them on. We'd go into a concert and I'd be like, "Who the hell is this?" Or like the Cab. The Cab. Have you heard the Cab? Check them out. Oh, they are some great. Tell me you haven't heard the Cab, because you're gonna fucking love them. That's great. Yeah. And then she said, "Oh, we're going to them in concert," and I was like, "Yeah!" And then we were like right there looking down on them. It was fucking fantastic. It was a great show. And I had never really heard of them before, like a year ago, really, maybe 2 years most. But that's what she does. She just sifts through all kinds of music and then just says, "Hey, check this out." You know? Yeah. Wow. Crazy stuff. Yeah, I love Motion City soundtrack. They're one of my favorites. Yeah, check that shit out, man. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Yeah, the Cab. That's good stuff. They do a couple of songs that I'm like, "Oh, put on that song. Put it." I have no idea. I can't remember any of that shit.
Crazy man, crazy man. Crazy man, crazy man. Crazy man.
Oh man, I just gotta get rid of it. There's just no freaking way. Alright, let me heat up this coffee again. Yeah, I only get to do this for another couple of weeks, I guess, until I'm on hiatus. You know what I'll do is tomorrow I'll have it set up in here so that I can have my camera here looking down into this room, and I'll just kind of browse around through some of the albums there, and that'll give me a better idea of what to recommend from my collection anyway, because I got like a million fucking things. And I'll kind of try to recommend, cherry pick the best and give you that. Because there are like some stuff that I really like from back in the day. I really enjoyed early Judas Priest. Their first like 2 or 3 albums were really, really different than the heavy metal stuff that they turned into. If you listen to Judas Priest Rock-a-Rolla, Sad Wings of Destiny, those 2 albums right there are completely, I don't know if you're familiar with those, but yeah, hell yeah. Of course, her and her Fallout Boy. Ah, she loves that Fallout Boy. Yeah, you get a chance, try to find them in concert somewhere. Motion City Soundtrack. They're a hoot. They're really cool. When we saw them, they had a couple of warm-up acts. The first warm-up act was an all-girl group, 4 girls, called the Gully Boys, right? And they were fucking awesome. They were like mid 1970s, late 1970s rock and roll, hard. They had a really good it's like Led Zeppelin, Bad Company. You know, they just had a great fucking rockin' sound. They were so cool that as soon as they walked off stage, I ran out there to meet them and get pictures. And yeah, wow. And get autographs. I got their autographs. Got one of their CDs. Oh, you look uncomfortable. I better fix this dog. She turned around and resituated herself, and she was on a pile of blanket, and her ass was sticking up in the air. And she's too polite to say anything. Yeah, definitely. Motion City Soundtrack, man. I really dig them. I like their shirt. Was it them that had yeah, it was them. I got the shirt that's got the gravestone on the front, right? And the guy, the Scully thumb on the back. Everything is A-OK. I dug that shirt. Yeah. Oh, Ben Harper. Listen to some Ben Harper. Okay. Listen to Innocent Criminals is the band that he's from. But lately, he's done these solo blues albums, and they're really, really good. The one from 2021, him and his father are on the cover of it. I know that. I know that he and his father are on the cover, and it's like a picture from the 70s, 60s or 70s. He's my age, so he's like a little tiny kid. His parents owned a music store, and like the local place, like in Crenshaw in Los Angeles. So he grew up around music. I believe his mother was a teacher, piano teacher. Father was I think a jazz musician or a blues musician. I'm just trying to go from memory between all the other crap that I know in my head. But yeah, Ben Harper, good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, I'll work things around here tomorrow so that we can explore that room. And I should be putting up the light in the living room tomorrow so that it won't be dark and it won't be light blasting in my face. So fingers crossed that I get this living room light hooked up today. When I get done here, my wife should be awake and we're going to have breakfast, and I'll start loading up the rest of this week's programming. I should be able to finish it off today. Okay, every time I look at that list of stuff for Thursday, I'm just so excited. I can't wait to just turn it on and watch it with everybody else, because I haven't had a chance to watch any of it. All I've had a chance to do is get it ready and program it. But I decided to make this Thanksgiving about the Native American, basically. So there you go. I keep looking out the window here at the sky. It's a little cloudy today. It's a little cloudy today. A little streaky. All them chemtrails, you know. Uh-oh. The algorithm just picked up. What did he say? What did he say? Uh-oh, I hear dogs. Be back in a flash. Oh, that's right. It's University Day. I don't have to do the door because it's my daughter. She's getting up. That means at some point I'm going to have to go put the cooler together. I'll leave the sandwiches. Oh, wait. She's going to get lunch today. So it's just snacks. It's just a snack pack. There ain't too much of that either. Shoot, I might just send the small cooler with some drinks and waters and granola bars. Shoot. Maybe they'll get a chance to go to the mall today. Stop it, toe. Stop it. Stop wiggling. Stop it, toes. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I saw this guy had this little bookshelf about this wide. Had a couple of shelves with some Betamax tapes. And I was like, oh, wow. You know, I might have to borrow a few more bucks. And so I'm looking, and I find a couple in there that I wouldn't mind having, right? And then I'm thinking, well, if I could get a decent deal on all of these things, I might think about, you know. So I'm looking. I'm like, all right, I'll ask. So I hit the guy. I said, so, you know, how much for? He said, what do you want? One of them, all of them? I said, well, how much? You know, for one or for all? You know, and he never gave me a price for one. But he said, I'll tell you what, for all of them, I'll give it to you for two. And I'm thinking, oh, another $2 thing, right? And he says, for $200. And I'm like, no, thanks, bye. And he says, all right, we'll make it $150. And I'm thinking, yeah, right, in your fucking dreams, dude. First of all, they're Betamaxes, I realize, but they're rental models. You can tell because they're in the rental cases, the hard shell cases, clamshell cases, and they've got rental stuff on them, which means they're not your home videotape where you buy it and then every year you watch it a couple of times, right? Put on the favorite movie and let's watch it. You know, it's something that gets watched like multiple times a week, perhaps a day, and they've been sitting outside for gosh knows how long, right? This fucking ow on my finger, and I just had to get rid of it. Get the driest hands in the world. And they're in these cases, and some of the cases aren't even closed, and I'm just imagining all the dust and stuff that's inside of these. These things would have to be taken apart and cleaned before they could go into a machine, right? And I'm thinking, oh, dude, just keep your $150 worth of crap, right? Because that's all it is. It's just death to a Betamax player. I wouldn't want to put one of those into my machine. Not until it was completely blown out and wiped. You know, I would have to try to figure out some way of making a rewinder into a some kind of wiper. So you could put it in, and not only would it rewind it or fast forward it, but it would also wipe off the tape on both sides. Or blow air across it as it's coming through. I don't know. A little vacuum and compressed air. That'd be a neat little device. Something to put your tape in, and it spins it forward and it spins it back. And while it's doing that, it's blowing the tape off and sucking out the dust and wiping off the tape at the same time. Hi, little dog. Well, what do you want? I'm not doing lap monkeys right now. I'm just not. Well, I'm probably going to be getting up anyway. And then you'll steal my seat. Ah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally. Yeah, I'll put some more thought into that. And then you can definitely hit her up anytime. Like I said, she's at school all day Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Other than that, she just got the odd class here and there online. Rocking and a rolling. Man. So I'm going to take the footage that I shot from Saturday of my friend, and I'm going to take it, and because we're doing a music video, but we're not doing any music lined up to the video. We're just doing a story with the music in the background. So while he may lip sync a little bit to like what's playing on the radio, right? Or the thoughts in his head, or what's happening, it'll line up, but it's not music. He's not going to be playing a guitar. We're not going to have a band. We're not going to, do the whole music thing. It's just going to be a story with music in the background, and that's it. And I thought that would be a neat way to start this whole music video enterprise that we're going to do between the two of us. Because I hope to make at least 4, no less than 4 videos, hopefully more. So I wanted to start off with something fun and whimsical and something that really was more of a story with music. That's it. Keep it easy, but keep it fun. So a fun story, fun music, fun visuals, fun effects. So I'm going to take this footage and enhance it so that it is, they are elements themselves that can be dropped in to the video. And then I'll do that with everything. There's my camera blinking again. It's got to blink. I'm waiting to get a chance to get into the restroom real quick and take a squirt. Hi, Oliver. How are you? Hi, Oliver. How are you? Oh, Muscles. What's up, Muscles? He likes to stand up and flex. You gonna flex? Flex. Oh, flex. Alright, I'll be right back. Don't nobody go nowhere. one of Sam's specialties is sitting with you. So when you get into the chair, he will literally maneuver his body around and come to the front. All you got to do is start sitting down, and he gets up, and he moves to the front. That's it. Natalie. Oh, Joey was just telling me he was really enjoying that Motion City soundtrack. Yeah, he wants to hear more of them. And he's doing a 14-hour road trip down to Florida, and he wants music ideas, stuff to listen to. So yeah, recommend albums for him to listen to, because he likes to do the whole albums like me. Cool. And then probably tomorrow morning I'll go through my stuff and give him ideas of course he says I listen to the same stuff that his dad does. There you go. You're in. She'll send you a text. Arg. Totally. Well, the house is coming to life. You're not taking a lunch today? Huh? Okay, do you want snacks or waters or juices or something? I'll take the small box, the small case? Yeah, with a couple of waters, juices, and granola bars? I think that's about it, right? Right on. Coffee. I think I want to watch the Yellow Submarine, the Beatles. George, hey George. No, really, the Yellow Submarine. I was fiddling around looking through my movies, moving stuff around. And I'm thinking, yeah, I want to pop in the old Yellow Submarine and watch that. I haven't seen that since it was on TV back in 79 or 80 in Temecula when we actually lived in a house. That was one of those. What the hell is this? Yeah. Didn't they do a couple of movies like that? Animated, weird, crazy, Monty Python hippie crazy shit. I don't know. But that's some. You know they was doing acid by then. I mean, these guys stopped touring because they didn't want to deal with the crowd, with the people, right? So they just didn't tour, which is pretty heavy, right? They would do these special concerts and shows and events and stuff, but they wouldn't do a tour. Throngs of screaming nubiles running after you, trying to yank your hair and your clothes. I mean, fuck, I wouldn't do it either. I mean, these guys were what? Married early and stuff, so why would they want to go on? Yeah. Wow. Them poor dumb bastards.
Poor dumb bastards.
Yep, shutting her down. Shutting down the old swap meet. We almost missed it. We'd have shown up we'd have shown up in a month and it'd be like, hey, where the hell did swap meet go? What happened? Right? I mean, that's what happened with the Peddler's Village in Lake Elsinore. It felt like, one weekend I was going to the swap meet to, get some music on cassettes, and a week later there was a freaking Home Depot there, and it felt like it happened that quick. It was like, where the hell did this come from, and where did the swap meet go? What the hell? I guess they're just going to get rid of a bunch of shit and sell it off. And I mean, a lot of people really just have their whole lives set up there, invested in those little buildings and those little booths and stuff. The fact that we were able to shoot video there, that's going to make it into a music video. That's going to be it's going to be around longer than this place. That's just crazy. It's sad. You know, fucked over by human bullshit. It's a fucked up bitch pussy ass fucking maneuver. What happened to going to somebody and saying, "Hey, could you change this to help me?" No. Here's a lawsuit. Fuck you and your fucking lawsuits. Yeah, sue me. See what you can get out of a fucking corpse. You know? Because that's how long it's going to take you to get anything out of me. And by the time you think you're going to get something out of me, I ain't going to be around to give a fuck. Yeah. You can't get blood out of a corpse. Not for too long. Oh, I was watching Andromeda Strain last night. Just, popped something on to watch while I was sitting here editing. And the part where they cut that guy's, lifts his arm open, right? He's holding his hand up and he cuts his wrist with a knife. And red sand comes out because his blood is all just coagulated in his veins, his whole body. His whole body is his blood just like instantly coagulated. And it happened to some people, and some people it didn't happen to. Crazy. Andromeda Strain, one of those weird Michael Crichton book movie things that I believe he directed, because all of the shots in there are these crazy, weird angles, and where they're using 2 or 3 cameras to try to get a shot where far away it's crystal clear, and then right up close it's crystal clear. And the only way they can do that is by shooting it with 2 cameras at the same time, and then bringing one camera in here and one camera in here. And then you can see there's a little kind of a blurry fuzz in between. And there's a shot where he actually reaches and grabs the phone and reaches into the other side of the screen that's further away. And you can see the phone cord double up, and you can see a doubling of his arm in a couple of spots. And I'm like, aha! They should have told that guy to keep his fucking arm down. Nope. But that's what happens when you're shooting that stuff on film, and then it's got to go through all this processing just to get to days later, right? Before you can even find out that, we should have shot it this way, but we can't go back. We can't reshoot. Yeah. So rather than reshooting, they would just have to edit around stuff. And if they can't, you just make do with what you got. I've noticed so many faux pas like that in so many movies. Just because, I watch movies over and over and over again. But I love, as much as I love looking for things, time period in the background. Like if you're watching this and you're looking behind me to see the TV and the VHS and the 45s and the Betamaxes and stuff, I would be watching other movies, other films of different time periods, looking not at the actors, not at the main story, but what's happening in the set. Where are they? What is that in the background? Is that a picture, a poster, what is it? I want to know what it is, and where can and if it looks cool, where can I get one, right? I think that was one of those things that I found with McCoy pottery, California McCoy pottery from the 60s and 70s. Collector's items. So I got into collecting some of that McCoy pottery stuff. Mainly the smiley face, have a nice day stuff. Because that, to me, that says 70s, you know, have a nice day, smiley face. So, I like to look at the stuff in, especially like movies where they don't have a set designer and they just go into someone's home and use it the way it is, right? Like old 1970s porno movies. That's a perfect example of where to find a non-dressed set where it's just whatever's in the house is there. And the things on the bookshelves and the knickknacks and the stereo and the tables and things, all the stuff in there. That's what I'm looking at. That's the action, right? That's where the action is. Totally. I mean, it makes me want to... That's why I love the old low-budget movies, drive-in movies and that kind of shit. Because the same thing. They don't have a set designer, set dresser. They just use what they can get, you know. And very rarely do they actually build a set and create the scene unless they're going to like destroy it or something. You know, hey, we'll pay you $50 if we can bang stuff around in your apartment.
Sure. Just don't break anything. You break it, you bought it.
Yeah. You dig this old fucking movies just for the physical historical content that's in them. Totally. Breaking up the last of the dubage here to stick into my device there to get me through the morning here until we take a trip to 29 Palms. I might get a bookshelf. I've been waiting to put a shelf over in this corner here, but if I get a bookshelf here, then I won't be putting that up. And I need a bookshelf because I've got a lot of my record cubbies filled with books, and I'd like to fill them with records. I've got a stack of records in my queue that I can't put away because there's cubes filled with books. You know, and I want a bunch of books here next to me within reaching distance, and a bookshelf here would be, so that I could pick up like my notebooks and stuff. Here's a notebook that I just put together. You can't see it. It's just a binder. I'm going to have to fill it with paper and what have you for music video stuff. So, there you go. Yearbooks, reference books, encyclopedia, dictionary, that kind of stuff. I think I'm going to leave my encyclopedias over there, but I've got so many more books that I want to bring in and get in here, because when they're in here, you know, out of sight, out of mind. If I've got them here with me, then they become, you know, part of the agenda, part of the schedule. Totally. And my schedule says that I am going to stay busy every day until I die, because I've got too much going on. You know that I am going to be at 1,000 videos here pretty quick. I'm over 900. I can't believe how quick this is going. Thanksgiving is such a big day. How many videos? We got the live show, and then 21. So 20 videos plus a live show. Wow. Wow. That's just one day. That's Thanksgiving. That's a lot of shit. That's literally for 12 hours we're doing 2 videos uploaded every hour. It's like a marathon. It's like a that's just what it is. It's like a I should have put that on my program, Thanksgiving Day Marathon. You know, because that's what it is. And that's a lot of stuff, and it's mostly Native American stuff. Mostly. But oh man. So another reason why I don't want to get into doing his really good music video, the song that he chose for is like, this is the one. I said, let's not do that one then. Let's do a couple of others first, and then do that one. And while we're working on those others, we can still create and gather content to do that one. So that way it's not a rush thing. And at the same time, I need to learn how to use the other special effects programs that I have so that we can really send this one out, right? I'd like to be able to do green screen. That would be important. I want to be able to pick somebody up and move them around on a screen, or elements. There's so many things that I can probably do with these programs that I have, and I just haven't had time. So I'm going to be filling about 6 weeks with just working on stuff, and that's part of it, is learning that whole special effects thing. All these programs. Yeah. Are you making faces at her? Silly dog. Well, I wish I could see her on the camera, but I can't. I guess it's time to eat something here. Time to put a little nourishment in my body. Body. Oh, there we go. Mm-hmm. Huh? Okay, I just had to work out the logistics with the food, the snacks for school. So I packed that little bag. So this is me. This is my life. Hi, bud. Sam's down in the hole there. Hi, bud. I'm going to heat up this coffee a little bit. Get a little bit more. Back in Flash. Hey, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Coffee's a little warmer and a little more. Ah, perfect. It needs to be hotter, though. Needs to be piping hot. Ah, pipe. That's what I need, a hot pipe. Look, you notice that I got up and I went in there and the dogs got up and sat here and nobody stole my cereal bar. You know why? Well, first of all, because they're good dogs. And second of all, they get to eat whenever they want. Third, they know that a special treat has to be given to them. And fourth, Oliver's not here to steal it. I let them be dogs and do dog stuff. I don't force human stuff on them. They just have a few rules. That's it. Just like everybody, they got a few rules. You know, don't take stuff that's not for you. Don't take stuff that's not given to you. chew up things that aren't yours. Don't do bad things in the house. You know, just simple stuff, like little kid stuff. And they're really good. They obey all the rules. With a sofa, having a sofa in here has just been awesome. I can't wait to get the rest of the room done here. I was kind of hoping that I'd have room in here for another chair. And it's probably going to get another chair in here after a while, but for now, I think pushing this computer into the corner is going to just barely make room for a Christmas tree for this season, right here on the corner, which means that the corner of my picture is once again, just like last year, going to have a little bit of Christmas tree to it. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to do something live on Christmas or thereabouts. I don't know if I'm going to have any teeth, but I'm going to want to... Do you want to go check it out? I'm going to want to try to do something, right? Let me go dormant for a second. Oh, Joey, I just saw this comment. I can't wait to sleep on the sofa when I come back. Awesome to hear.
Ready for you, Joey.
There you go.
You have to buy with the dog, though.
No, you gotta sleep with one of the dogs though, or all of them. They love that sofa. We had to get a sofa cover for it because as soon as we were setting it up, we were building it, and the dogs were trying to get on it. Yeah. So I think we want to make a sofa cover for it that's a flippable one, so that when we have guests over, we can take the sofa cover and just flip one side over, and it covers it. And then when it's, oh shoot, here come the dogs, flip it back over and let the dogs have it. I think that'll save a lot of, oh my God, I'm covered in hair, right? What's up, Tootsie? I got no lap left. I got no lap left. Here, take this heater. Take that heater. And be warm. There. It's one of those sofas out of a box, but it's really comfortable. It's got those memory foam cushions on it. And we actually got a sofa where you can remove the cushions. It's so hard to find sofas that you get out of a box where it all isn't just like one solid piece. The cushions are like made to the frame. Really hard to find that. And she found us a great freaking sofa with excellent cushions. And it's just comfy. It's comfy as hell. It's got an ottoman with a little trap door, so you got a place to put blankets and pillows in. Aside from getting a really, really cool, having my wife make a really cool couch cover for it, I think we're just going to load it with pillows. Just have pillows everywhere. It's not a big couch. I mean, you can't just have like a million pillows because there'd be no place to sit. But I want a lot of pillows. I want a lot of pillows. You can nap just like with 1,000 pillows around you. Good old sofa naps. I'm eating it all, guys. Sorry. I had to do it. I'm starving. Oh yeah, that's better. That's better. Are you warm now? I had to eat it all, sorry. I had to eat it all. I'm malnourished. I'm malnourished, man. Psst. Hi. Well. Yeah, and I'm putting a new ceiling light right over the sofa. And that should be very, very cool. I've wanted to put it in there for years because there's like no lighting in any of these rooms, no ceiling lighting. So we did my daughter's room a year or two back. And I had to remind her that she did all of the wall repair work, right? Which was pretty cool, you know, because I was like, I don't want to do it. And she's like, I'll do it. And she did a kick-ass job. So I'm not going to do any wall work this time. I'm just doing the track outside of the ceiling and outside of the wall. Mainly because there's not really enough wall to get into. It's where the seams of the mobile home come together, which means there's probably a little tiny slot where they're running a wire down for this light here, right? But that's it. And the outdoor light. So both of those wires are going up in the spot where I'm going to have to come down. That's going to be hard enough to get enough length out of these wires to remove the switch and wire up the new one. That's going to be a fucking nightmare. And I don't want to put jumpers. I can't put jumpers on anything, right? So we're just going to have to see. And I can't run new lines to shit, right? I probably could from here down to the switch, but from this outdoor light on this wall to the switch, that one's going to be a nightmare. Because it would have to go through the wall. Well, not necessarily. I guess it can go up and through the ceiling and over. So I'm just going to worry about a ceiling light and using the little track to put the wire in. That's it. It's easy peasy. You do it in a few hours. And we'll be able to do anything we want sitting on that sofa. Eating, knitting, napping, reading. Being able to sit on the sofa and fucking read. I don't read out in the living room because I gotta sit in this chair and read. And it's just too... You don't get comfortable enough. You know, you want to... Yeah, it just don't work. So now, I can do my sofa reading. Which means I'm going to need this bookshelf here so I can put all my friggin' books in it. I just went through like 2 boxes of books looking for something. But it's like, oh, I want to get these fucking books in the house. I need to have them in the house. It's like you gotta have your records. Old school guys, you know, even there's young guys like Joey, you know, where you gotta have your things. You gotta have your records. You gotta have your books. You gotta have your tapes. You gotta have your media. You gotta have your entertainment with you. It's neat that you can do it all on a smartphone, but it's not the same as having the actual physical representation, the actual item here with you. It's just not the same. So yeah, us old school types got to be surrounded by our crap. Crap. All right, I'm going to heat up my coffee. Back in a flash. I'm back, babies. Just discussing the events that will transpire today with my esposa, because that's what your esposa do, right? Communicate. Were the dogs good here on the camera? Were they taking care of the show? They're such good kids. They're good kids. They really are. Best buddies. Now they're back up on the couch. Psst, 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 psst. Don't lick your tail because you'll leave a wet spot. Oh, you silly dogs, you. Silly dogs, silly dogs. Well, just about time for the girls to take off. Mom's coming back, and we're gonna get busy on that light. I'm so excited. I'm just, and I'm excited about maybe getting some bookshelves in here. Getting it cleaned up and redecorated. I want to get some frames and rehang a bunch of stuff. I've got a bunch of places in here for photos, so I want to get those up. If I rearrange everything in there, we can put a whole new set of photos up in there, a lot of family photos. And I want to use the top of my corner shelves over there for more photos, and just make it a foot deep of photo frames all the way around, you know. I think that would look really cool. Photo frames and knickknacks. Yeah. Totally. Bitchin' stuff. Good. It's good. Yeah. Can't wait. So tonight I'll be working on the video time machine for Thanksgiving, which could wind up being 2 hours long. It really could. It might actually run into the following program to premiere. So we'll see. We'll see. I've got some great stuff. I haven't watched it all the way through. I've watched bits and pieces just to do the editing, to make it viewable, to make sure that it's there, to make sure that, you know, it has a beginning and a middle and an end, basically. But I want to save the enjoyment of watching it until I can just turn it on and hit play and sit back and watch it like everybody else, you know. So I can't wait for Thursday, because all day long I'll probably be just watching my own stuff, because I'm not a football guy, you know. Just not really into organized, professional, glamour boy sports. Just not into it. Sure, sandlot ball, minor league ball, you know, high school football, college ball, that kind of stuff. That's okay. You start getting into fucking prima donnas and shit, you know, $1 million players, and I was like, oh, go to hell. They perverted the game. It's, you know, they got betting. Now you can sports betting on everything, you know. How far is this stream of piss going to go? What kind of arc is he going to have on it? Give me a break. Statistics of this. Sports betting. That's the worst thing to happen to sports. You know, and you can't tell me that somebody's not, you know, screwing the game up somewhere so they can fucking make money, you know. Well, that kind of stuff don't happen. Bullshit. It's happened before. It's happening now. It'll happen again. It's the way it is. What, people are fucking golden? People are perfect until they prove themselves to be idiots? Right. Just because we don't notice it don't mean it's not fucking happening. Just like my theory is that if you find one weird household in a neighborhood and they get busted for being just fucking weird, having, you know, like 12 kids piled in a room, chained to their beds, you know, and one escapes and turns in the parents and you know, and tells horror stories of starvation and abuse and all of that. Yeah, like that actually happens. And you got to figure that, well, if there's one in a community, what are the odds, if you're using your math skills, what are the odds, what are the percentages that there's got to be at least how many more per neighborhood, per city, per county, per state, I mean, we got to be surrounded by fucking crazy ass fucking people everywhere. I'm weird, but I'm talking fucking crazy, beat your kids, chain them to the bed, spousal abuse, you know, pedophilia, rape, incest, serial killers, right? Serial rapists. That shit has got to be fucking everywhere. If you think of the odds, one here and one there and one there, you fill in the blanks in between, and the odds say that we're surrounded by fucking maniacs, right? So my theory is they're fucking everywhere. I could probably throw a stone somewhere, as far as I could throw a fucking stone, right? Within that range, that area, there's gonna be fucking somebody there who's one twisted fucking monkey, right? The odds, man. The fucking odds. You go into a more populated area, the odds are even more in favor of there being somebody right fucking next to you who has probably killed somebody or destroyed somebody's fucking life or knows where bodies are buried, right? The odds, man. The fucking odds. Perfectly, seemingly normal people who are just fucking psychos. Ooh, there's a movie, Psycho, right? Normal. Completely fucking normal Norman. You know, they call him Normal Norman Bates because he's just a normal guy. He's just a normal guy, runs this roadside motel for his mom. He's just a normal guy. Okay, Mom. Norman. Yes, Mom. No problem. The guy's a fucking psycho. Everywhere. That's out in the middle of nowhere, right? You get into places like downtown Los Angeles, and what are the fucking odds then that you're surrounded by fucking monsters and cretins? Ugh. So my theory is they're fucking everywhere. Everywhere. So you got to be on your guard. You got to be ready to stick fingers in fucking eyeballs. You got to be ready to pop eyeballs out. You got to be looking over your shoulder. You know? Because them fucking psychos are everywhere. Everywhere. I mean, if there's a few in every neighborhood, right? And a shitload of neighborhoods in every town. A shitload of towns in every county. I mean, you just do the math, right? One fucking psycho per, 5 mile fucking area out in the country. One psycho per fucking block in the city. Come on. The odds, man. Do the math. Crazy man. He's a crazy man. Yeah, not like that. Sheesh. If you start thinking about the world like that, man, we're in trouble. We are fucking in trouble. And how do you know? You don't. I mean, you're in the supermarket right next to somebody who's fucking got bodies buried. You're in church sitting right next to somebody who has taken lives, right? Or somebody who abuses children, or the guy beats his wife, but here he is. Amen, brother. I mean, come on. lies and deception. You never know anyone. You never know. I mean, it's like, yeah, this guy's really cool. He's a really nice guy. And then all of a sudden he's gaffled up and they're hauling him away. San Quentin, brother. What the hell? I never knew. That's the thing, is we never know. And they're everywhere. More and more and more. These people raised by fucking psychotic, twisted fucking monkeys are raising even more twisted fucking psychotic monkeys, right? So now we got these generational psychopaths out there, you know. Oh. I could have been one. I should have been one of those generational psychopaths. Somebody who was, all of that fucking strangeness was forced on, you know, me by my previous generation, my predecessors, you know, here, be psycho. And I just had to go, maybe not. I'll just be weird instead, but not like that. Because I was headed in that direction. I believe that I was headed in the direction of being a straight out fucking straitjacket wearing motherfucker. And I just had to make a decision to, first of all, think for myself and not just go by how I was raised, right? And you know, think with kindness first, you know. And I think that just made me a weird guy rather than a fucking bizarre, crazy, twisted monkey guy. Yep. Because in my, from my pre-teens to early 20s, I could have gone down many different roads had I just given over to being a fucking kook, right? But no. I like how Sam goes over and he flips that blanket up with his nose and gets underneath it. Yeah, that's another project. I'm going to have to start gathering footage of the dogs. Because they're just great, and I can sit and write a little story to use the dogs in, and then just get shots. Okay, I need a shot of the dog doing this. I need a shot of the dog doing that. You know, turn it black and white, make it old. Do caption cards. You know, that would be great. Do a dog silent movie. Totally. Use some 1920s or 30s music. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's just about time for my daughter to head off to university. The wife is going to run her over to her ride and then come back. And then we're going to get busy. We're going to get busy. Going to put on an old movie, a little bit of music, get some light in this place, get it real bright, and clean up and push everything back. Just push everything back out of the middle of the room, cover up the sofa, cover up all of the stuff that needs to be covered up. I've got acoustic cottage cheese ceiling that I put up. It's not old. I put it up there on purpose. Yes, because I wanted that old feel. And because of the sound. And I'm going to have to smooth out a little circle and a little trench. A little circle for the light to mount smoothly. And the track, a little trench to put the little plastic track in. I'm looking at the ceiling, and the ceiling's just got like a slight, so here's the grade of my ceiling. It's just a slight grade, top of my arm, right? Just a slight grade. So I don't think I'm going to have to worry about angling the light down a little bit to make it come down straight, because it's just not, it's not that big a deal. So I think I'm just good to leave it. going to leave it like it is. And just mount it directly flush to the ceiling, and even though it's at a slight angle. That's okay. That's okay. It's going to be fine. But we should be able to knock that out in a couple of hours. I'll put a little push pin right in the middle where I want it to mount, and then a little string and a pencil, and do a little bit of a line through the cottage cheese, and then just take a little putty knife and come out and scrape it to where that line is. Do the same thing with a little trench, 2 lines, and then scrape out the middle. Where the trench is, I am probably going to prime it with a little bit of paint, so that the tape has something to stick to. So I need to put a little bit of, brush a little bit of stuff in there to make it smooth and clean. So we'll probably do that first, do the trench and the smooth spot, and then bust out the primer and clean that up, and then work on the switch, find out the breaker, turn it off, yank that switch out, see what kind of wire I'm dealing with, what kind of length I have, and then start putting the wire up. I can put the wire up all the way over to where the trench is at, and then run it through the little wire plastic tube that just slip the wire through, and get that up there. I'm going to conceal the wire on the ceiling all the way over. Even though this is eventually going to get covered with wood, I still want to seal it all the way down so that it's nice and safe. Yeah. Yeah, I got lost in my little remodel world here. It's not a great house, but it's mine, you know. And this opens up the possibilities of doing more remodeling, mainly because I can access all the walls in here now. I just have to move something out, and I can work on a wall. Strip the paneling off, wire in new outlets, run enough wire so that I can get to the next outlet, and then remove that wall, wire in the new outlets, cover up the other wall, and get it ready to accept cabinets, right? So that's something I can do a little bit at a time. And because my studio here is mobile, it's on wheels, and it can be unplugged and moved around and plugged back in, I can pretty much set my stuff up anywhere. At some point I may be in my storage unit set up out there, surrounded by cameras and 8-tracks and radios and stereos and that kind of shit, just for a hoot. Yeah. More than likely the cameras will get turned around and I'll be back over here in the living room on the couch. And I can do that too. This morning thing has been a lot of fun. It's been great therapy. I want to get back to it as soon as possible. That's probably why I've been putting off my stuff, or been so okay with putting off my stuff, because I'm going to have to stop this, and that's a bummer. big a bummer. Can't wait. Once again, I've been trying to not think about shirt stuff or reunion stuff. I've been kind of letting everything kind of simmer. I got people shirts. I got people donation forms. I'm just hoping that everybody sees the importance of trying to help out, and everybody tries their best to gather donations. You know. So maybe that's why I haven't heard from anyone. You know, they're either offended that I went for them to collect donations, or they're like, well, I'm not going to say anything until I get a bunch of donations. I don't know. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I'm hoping against hope that everybody who's received shirts are trying to gather more donations so that we can get more shirts. Otherwise, if I can't get these shirts taken care of, I'm going to have to work out a deal to pay these girls off and just be done with it, right? And just say, you know what, I'll find us a campground, and when everybody shows up, they all pay for their campsite, and I'll see if I can get some live entertainment for cheap, right? I mean, if that's the way it is, then that's the way it is. But I feel like I'm the only driving force behind this. And the only way I'm going to see otherwise is if other people are out there trying to collect donations, trying to gather resources, trying to make this happen as much as I want it to. If I don't see that, if everybody's like, yeah, well, we'll see what he can do. It should be, let's see what we can do, right? And that's what I'm waiting to find out, is if it's a see what we can do thing, or if it's a see what he can do thing. If it's a see what he can do thing, then they're not really into it, right? And it's just going to be a small gathering of close family and friends, and a few oddball people might show up going, hey, what happened? You know? And if it doesn't get the support that it deserves, it's just not going to happen. You know? So right now I'm just trying not to think about it, trying to let it kind of fester in everyone's heads. They got their shirts, they got their forms. What can they do? If anything, do they want to do anything? Do they want to help? So we'll see. We'll see how far this gets us. It's also the holidays, so I'm really not pushing the whole give me money thing, right? Be careful, drive safe, dear. See you in a bit. Now the kid is getting ready to go. Yeah, they're a little late. Yeah. It's a long ways off, but it's a lot of shirts to make and a lot of money to come up with. If we don't look like we're going to hit the budget or anywhere near it, then I'm going to have to let people know within a couple of months from now. If it looks like they can just go ahead and, you know, erase us from their calendar, because I've got a couple of acts scheduled that I really want to get to the reunion, and if I was hoping that the budget was going to like snowball out of control at some point so that we could double down and get even more really good music for the event. It would be really nice to actually get an artist from back in the day to show up and to do some music, whether with their own band or with one of our bands that are coming to stand in. I don't know. What do you think, Bessie? Big dogs are just staring me down. I know. I know. Do you need to go outside or something? You need to go outside? Is that what you want? You want to go outside? I think she wants to go outside. She's giving me eyes and tail. All right. Come on, let's go outside. She comes out from underneath the blanket. A little weird dog. Okay, well, kid's still getting ready. She's going to be a little late today. That's just the way it is sometimes. Okay, so let's see. The agenda for today is, let's see, we didn't find that. I don't want this pen. This is a red pen. I want a black pen. I need my multicolored pen. I know I have to buy a couple of them. We didn't do anything about that. We did find that. We did the weekly programming guide, Thanksgiving. I downloaded all of the rest of the mini-series Shogun for my own personal use. Shogun. Joey, are you still there? Have you ever seen James Clavell's miniseries Shogun with Richard Chamberlain? Tell me you haven't seen it. Because if not, you should really check it out. Really, really should check it out. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'll have to see how big the files are so that I can, email it to you. Let's see. Oh, it's not on this. Well, maybe it is. No, it's not on this hard drive. It's on that computer. But yeah, the files probably aren't. Oh, good. Then you should check it out. Shogun. It's about the 1600s, and Spanish explorers are poking around, and they wind up in Japan. And Japan has been trying to stay away from the new world because we're all fucking crazy, and they're perfect, and they don't want to have anything to do with us savages, right? Basically. And it's just fantastic fucking story. It's great. It's 4-episode miniseries. Took place over 4 nights in 1980. Just a great, yeah. I'll have to send me your in a private line. Send me your email, and I'll see if I can send it to you as the raw files that I have are probably the smallest, easiest way. And then you can just, if you've got a computer, you have a laptop, then you can just pop it on your computer and open it up and watch it as a Windows media file, I guess. Let me let that dog in. Oh, now. Hi, Sam. Mo now. Oh, now. Mo now. Yeah. Oh, watch it, big face. You can't get in there. He's already in there. You're burned, man. Okay. So I've got to come up with a couple of little tidbits to throw into Thursday's lineup. There she goes. Hold on a second. Okay, that's it. I'm alone again, naturally. I know, I'm surrounded by dogs. Of course, there's a dog still in her room, because he don't like to leave early. So, yeah, the door's open enough so he can come and go. But he'll stay in bed for hours. Lazy bones dogs is... Oh, Sam, you're such a good buddy. Oh, man, and I am just about out of dubage. I got plenty for the day here. So I just need to get out at some point and get over to the reservation. Hi, Sam. No lap monkeys. You were fine over in bed. Come on, get in bed, Sam. Come on. There you go. No lap monkeys. Get in bed. Come on. Gonna get on the couch? Arr. Arr. No, really. You guys lay down. Lay down. You want to get in here? Lay down. Good girl. There you go. Get up. There you go. There you go. And you want to get in bed? You get in bed. Come on. Get in bed. There you go. That's a good boy. Big lumpy puppy, you. Oh, you're special. Yeah, I gotta create a crow's nest for Oliver. He needs a little perch that he can climb up into somewhere in the house that's up out of the way, where he can can sit up there and look down at the world and scowl. He's a funny guy. He is a really funny guy. So I've always wanted to create him a little perch, a little place where he can kind of jump up into and hang out. So I'm thinking of building something that kind of has a post, right? And the post has a base on it that tucks half under the back corner of the couch. And then the post comes up to just about a foot or so above the back rest of the couch, right? So that if a dog were to get up on the backrest of the couch and jump about a foot, they would get into this little crow's nest. Basically, a little circle with a little wall around most of it, a little low part in the front where he can jump up into it, and padding and a little pillow, right? Something with like a high back on it, so he can jump up in there and kind of hide. Something I can drop a blanket over, and he can just kind of hide in there and look down on the world. Something where a big dog can't really get to him. When she gets in his face, he just growls at her. I'm afraid that he is going to try to eat her face, and she's just going to go and snap him in two. Oh, go lay down with your girlfriend. Go on over there. Go with Bessie. There you go. Bessie, stop licking. Bessie, psst. You're going to leave a wet spot. Now Tootsie's going to go back to bed. She'll probably sneak in with Ollie. Yep, back in Natalie's room. She's going to go sleep with Ollie. Well. So tomorrow I'll put together this room in here and a camera so we can switch views and go back into that room. We'll have light, and we can kind of explore the music that's here and see if anything strikes your fancy, something that's different. I got a lot of different. Oh, yeah. there's this live double, I think it's a double live LP set that I used to listen to back in the 80s, and it was from the 70s, I believe, and it was called Saunders, Garcia, Kahn, and Vitt. And it was the four musicians, Merle Saunders, Jerry Garcia, and so-and-so and so-and-so. But Saunders, Garcia, Kahn, and Vitt. And it was just a great live album of these four musicians coming together to do a show. And I can't remember where the concert was. Merle Saunders and Jerry Garcia worked together off and on. I believe he's on that Jerry Garcia compilation album that I got at Walmart. That's really, really good. But that's a great live album to listen to. What was that one? Traffic, road signs, road something. I'll have to dig it out tomorrow. It's some great fucking stuff. I don't know if you listen to or can appreciate the Grateful Dead. There's a couple of things on my channel, a couple of Grateful Dead concerts. It's just the music with some graphic video happening, but it's just the music. But the neat thing about the Grateful Dead is that if you're into the Grateful Dead, or you can appreciate their music, you can find so many bootleg concerts going back from '95 all the way back to their beginnings, right? And that's really cool, because not only do you get to enjoy all of this awesome music throughout the years, you get to see the band change and evolve, and the different musicians that went in and out, and the core members that stayed, and all of these different these different events and venues, and it's great stuff. It's like a time trip, you know. It's like a journey through history via music, you know. It's really cool. It's almost that time, man. I'm going to put on some jeans and some tennis shoes and a different shirt. I don't like to work in white. And start gathering up tools and materials and start getting it together. Oh, also I have to unplug all of this stuff today, and then back in this little spot right here, there's an outlet, and I've got one of those 6-way plugs plugged into it, right? So I'm going to plug in a junction box to one of them and run all this stuff into a junction box so it's got its own little breaker. And then I'm going to run the heater, my little heater here, directly into an outlet, because you're not supposed to plug heaters or big appliances through chintzy little extension cords, because it'll heat up and melt your outlets and your cord. So if you ever use a heater on an extension cord, use an appliance rated extension cord, and then no problem. Like this one here is on an appliance rated extension cord into a lone outlet. So I want to get away from running the extension cord on this heater, so I'm going to plug it in over here, rework everything. I don't have any outlet over here, but I can't really do anything about it. So I just kind of run extension cords where I need them. This place is lousy for outlets. There's like one outlet for every 3 outlets a normal place would have. Yeah, I mean, one outlet had lost. We had a bathroom in here before we bought the place, and when they took that bathroom out, they lost a shitload of outlets. So much so that one of the breakers in here only had one outlet on it. That was it, one outlet, and I think the outdoor light switch, and that was it. It's the only things on this one breaker. And it was like when I built the laundry room out here and had to run electricity to it. It was like, okay, which are we going to use? And I went and checked all the outlets and checked what was running on the outlets and went underneath the mobile and found that this is one freaking outlet and a light switch, and that was it on this breaker. And it was a 30 amp. And it was like, you know what? That 30 amp is big enough to run the washer, the dryer, and an air conditioner or a heater or a refrigerator or something. I said, that's perfect for out there, especially with nothing else but on the line, you know. So, cool. As long as we don't plug a microwave or toaster oven or something into this one here while we're using all that out there, it's not a problem. Totally. Totally. And there's probably a lot running off the breaker that I'm going to use here, but it's just one of those little LED light things, barely do a little drain on the power, you know. So I use the cheapest wire that they had because it's just a little light. It's like nothing but, I thought about putting an outlet there next to the light, but that would be neat to have an outlet right there up on the ceiling. It'd be great to vacuum with that. And I wouldn't have a cord on the floor. That does it for that coffee. Wow. This show is just about done. And I am about ready to get her done in here. Man. I've got to run a few things out to storage. I've got to move a few things back into here for a while. Got to move that, or I get rid of my camera here and set that aside until tomorrow. Yeah, I'm real pumped. I'm pumped. I'm here to pump you up. Totally. Oh, man. So yeah, video time machine tonight. I'm going to work on that and get that done because it should only take me a couple of hours, and then I need to get it checked. Get it checked. Need to get it checked. Get that checked. And then I can start working on some of those elements for my friend's music video. And I just need to take those elements and turn them into usable snippets of video, because we're figuring 5 to 10 seconds per shot edited together, right? Some are going to be long, some are going to be short, but overall they're going to be pretty short, you know. So that'll be cool. Get a bunch of those things, a bunch of elements added, you know, on one big file, and then say, okay, look, here's the story as we see it. Let's start taking these and lining them up and seeing how we need to fill in the blanks. Yeah, it's exciting times here. Well, I guess that's going to just about do it for today. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's about time to rock and roll on out of here. Shoot. Shit. Darn. Shit. Let's see. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Morning show elements. And morning show close. Well, this has been cool. Totally cool. I don't know what to say about tomorrow. I'm going to be back. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's frickin' Thanksgiving this week. So, morning show on Thanksgiving should be fun because I'm going to be going right from this to cooking turkey. And I am probably just going to have my phone sitting there with me watching, or have my TV turned around or something, just watching whatever's popping off on my channel. So I hope somebody out there is going to join me on Thanksgiving and watch all of this stuff that I have compiled together for just an awesome freaking day of viewing. Yeah. But for now, I'm going to take off so I can get the ball rolling. So yeah. Let's see. Well, you guys know the routine, right? What do you need to do? You need to be kind, spread peace and love, not bullshit. Do something for yourself, but do something for somebody else too. Why? Because we're not alone in this world. We're not. All right, you got to take care of each other. But most especially out there, stay weird, because if you ain't weird, ain't nobody going to do it for you. See you later, Joey. Take it easy, little brother. I will talk to you soon. We'll talk tomorrow some more about this. All right, people. Turkey Day's coming up. What are you thankful for? I'm thankful for YouTube and all that it has let me achieve over this last year. The studio is coming to life. I'm actually going to do stuff for other people now. Really bitching. Exciting times, people. All right, love you. Happy holiday week. See you guys real soon. See you in the morning. Oh, I'll see you tonight for Minecrafting. Oh, shit. All right, people, take care. Oh, man. Later.